Hey, today we are going to talk about anxiety, something we all deal with, especially me. And we're going to talk about some tips and tricks and supplements and things like that that you can use to help with your anxiety right now. So I feel like I'm a little bit red and sweaty. I just got done working out and then I shoot these videos in our sunroom, which is kind of like a greenhouse in the summer, so pardon my red face and my dripping sweat. We'll just say that I'm glistening. So my name's Alyssa Cohen and I am a functional diagnostic health coach. And I specialize in helping women who struggle with hormonal imbalance, anxiety, depression, fatigue, and digestive issues. And I help them regain their energy, have regular digestion, regular moods, and I really help people transform their health so that they can transform their lives. So I have always been someone who tended towards anxiety. I've always tended to have anxious thoughts. I worried a lot, and sometimes I really kind of worried myself sick when I was, especially in, grade school, middle school, stuff like that, because I was anxious all the time. And I swam competitively all the way from middle school through college, and you always knew me on the pool deck because I was either the one crying behind the starting blocks because I was scared, or I was the one standing biting my nails all the time, so I was just huddled in the corner biting my nails or crying. And, you would think, the crying was a little bit more towards middle school, but definitely in college and stuff too. There were a lot of tears involved and a lot of anxiety involved. My anxiety has definitely improved as I've improved my overall health. So as my digestion has improved, and my gut health, and my hormonal health, and all that stuff has really helped improve my anxiety. But I can tell also that because I actually have nails now, I can tell when I get anxious because I start biting my nails again and things go off the deep end. But as I take on bigger tasks in my life and bigger responsibilities and things like that, there's still anxious tendencies that come through, worry, stuff like that. I tend to go through phases. I don't really know why. It's probably an accumulation of life circumstances when things get busy, or I get a lot of stuff on my plate, things like that, or something, I can't make a decision on something, that can trigger the anxiety. The depression doesn't really come along with it anymore, but as humans, our minds are really programmed to find evidence to support the negative things in our life. So if we think that we're stupid and we're not capable, we're going to find things to support those things, and that's going to contribute to the anxiety and the worry and stuff like that. And as I work on the power of my mind and my thoughts and my resiliency to when there's stress and things like that, it gets better, but, working on the mind game is not a quick process. And so in the meantime, I get the thoughts like, how am I going to get this all done? Or am I really serving this person to the best of my ability? Or I'm not as good of a practitioner as I'd like to be. Or what's the best decision for my business? So when things get busy and those negative thoughts start to accumulate, I feel the anxiety feelings starting to mount. And I can feel it now. Actually, when I was really dealing with hormonal imbalance and the digestive issues and the things that really brought me to functional medicine, I didn't even think I could feel anxiety or worry. I knew the thoughts were there, but I couldn't feel what I feel now. So right now when I get anxiety, I feel my heart race, and I feel my heart pounding, and my thoughts are racing, and I feel like I can't catch, not that I can't catch my breath, that would sound like an anxiety attack. I don't have anxiety attacks, I don't have panic attacks, but I can just feel everything going way faster. When my adrenals were really depleted, I couldn't even feel that because the cortisol that is released in response to stress didn't even happen. My body was too fatigued for that to happen. So now at least I'm thankful that I can feel the cortisol going through my body and causing the heart racing and causing the increased blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. But now when I get that heart racing, mind racing, hyper anxious feeling, I have some tools that I use to help me to come back down, calm down. And while I work on the mindset piece of things, I have tools in my bag to help me in the meantime. So when I'm feeling super jazzy and I just can't calm it down, these are some of the things that I like to use. So the first one that I use is this Passionflower tincture, if you can see that. It's a liquid. I think the serving is like 30 to 40 drops. So I just take a dropper full, put it in some water or just in my mouth. It's gross. It tastes like alcohol. But Passionflower is known for its calming effects. It's used in reducing stress and calming people down without sedating them, and also in overcoming anxiety. And there's some research that shows that Passionflower extract is comparable to oxazepam. I don't know how to say that very well, but a medication that tends to be prescribed as an anti-anxiety agent. So it's used for treating generalized anxiety disorder in some patients. Passionflower really helps support our GABA level. So GABA is a neurotransmitter in our brain, and it is an inhibitory transmitter. So it kind of helps like bring us down. It's the downer neurotransmitter, helps relax us, and this neurotransmitter can be depleted by stress, but the Passionflower helps optimize the levels of GABA in our brain, that neurotransmitter in our brain. That one works pretty well for me, actually. I feel it nearly immediately. I can feel myself calming down. The next thing I use is CBD oil. So I actually got this at Paleo FX. This is a breath spray. It's peppermint flavored. So I spray it underneath my tongue. There's different like strengths. I think this is like moderate strength. So I use 7 to 14 sprays of this. I spray it underneath my tongue and let it sit there for a minute or two. So CBD is the non-psychoactive part of cannabis. So pot, whatever. It's the THC is the psychoactive part that gives you like the actual high. CBD is more the medicinal part of things, where it can be an anti-inflammatory and it helps modulate our adrenals and stuff like that. So research suggests that CBD oil may actually improve signaling through our serotonin receptor. So serotonin is the happy, feel-good neurotransmitter, which makes us happy, and so it helps the neurotransmitters communicate between the ends of those neurons, so it can help with anxiety in that way. And also, if you've done some lab testing and noticed that you are, hey Don, how's it going? And you've noticed that you have high cortisol, this is another way to help deal with that, is using the CBD oil. You can order it online in most places. I got this at a store when I was in Austin, Texas, but because the THC is removed from it, it's legal everywhere, so I think that you can get it pretty much anywhere. You can fly with it, whatever. Then sometimes I like to use essential oils. So these are my two favorite when I'm feeling really crazy: Serenity and Balance. Lavender is really good for anxiety, but when I'm feeling like super anxious, I'll use the Serenity in particular, and then I generally add Balance into it because I like it. And I'll rub it in my hands. Sometimes you can use a carrier oil like coconut oil or fractionated coconut oil. I rub it on the bottom of my feet. I'll rub it on my chest, rub it so like I can smell it. Just put it in my hands and breathe in like that. So in the Serenity, there's lavender, cedarwood, hoe wood, lang lang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, vanilla, and Hawaiian sandalwood. So lots of good relaxing essential oils. And then in the Balance, we have spruce, hoe wood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus. So some good blends there. And then if it's nighttime and I'm feeling really stressed at the end of the day and I can't get my thoughts to calm down and I know that it's going to cause me difficulty with sleeping, I'll use some valerian tea. There's blends out there. I don't know. I don't have any right now. I'm out of my valerian tea, probably because it's summer and I don't feel like drinking tea, but there's lots of blends. You just want to look for something with valerian as like one of the main teas in there, or herbs in there. I usually brew it like a half hour before I want to go to bed, and I mean I've heard it referred to as like tranquilizer tea, and it literally is. Like I'll fall asleep on the couch 30 minutes later, so. And I know that I will get into a deep, restful sleep and sleep well throughout the night, as compared to when I'm stressed. I can tell that I'm kind of in and out of sleep all night, so it can be really useful for that, for a really deep sleep. And then I use movement. When I'm feeling really anxious, I can't make a decision, and I want to change the state of my body, I will use movement to change my psychology, basically. So I've been listening to a lot of Tony Robbins lately, and he talks about how if we want to change our psychology or our state, we need to change our physiology, or we can change our thoughts. But I'm working on changing the thoughts. It just takes some time sometimes. So in the meantime, I use movement to help me feel more calm. So when I've had periods of long, extended periods of stress, I tend not to go towards the really heavy workouts for sure, or the long workouts. I will opt for something like walking the dog or doing some yoga. When I get to walk the dog, then I'm in nature, and that is always a good thing. Or if, yoga, you can find 10 minutes of yoga on the internet, and they can be more relaxing and calming. If you feel like you need to expend some energy and like just get the blood flowing and things like that, you can do a HIIT workout. That's what I just did, a 15-minute HIIT workout. Or if you have 5 minutes, you can do a Tabata, which is another type of interval workout where you do 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. You do 8 reps, and so you end up working out for 4 minutes, but you get a pretty good sweat on. And then if you're just at work and you're feeling anxious and you can't jump down and do a HIIT workout, and you can't go for a walk with your dog, you can just go walk around the office or do some exercises at your desk, like do some lunges, do some squats, things like that. Just move your body, change your state. You can even put like a smile on your face, as dorky as it feels. It can, when we physically change our physiology and make the face of excitement or happiness, we can move away from that state of anxiety and whatnot. So, all right. I hope that was helpful. Lots of great tips. I do hope that if you struggle with anxiety, you use some of these, because I find this so helpful. We don't want to rely on it all the time, and if there's an underlying issue, we want to figure out what that issue is. But when it's just an occasional thing and there's something that sets you off and you can't calm it down, these tools are really great to have in your toolbox. So until next Sunday, happy relaxation and don't be too anxious. All right, talk to you later. Bye.